Coming up on Network Africa, Nigerian militant group Niger Delta Avengers says it has ended a ceasefire and will resume attacks in the oil-rich south of the country. The South African Supreme Court of Appeal reserves judgment on Oscar Pistorius' murder sentence. Plus, Zimbabwe's female lawyer bids court to outlaw bride price and calls it an outdated practice. Thanks for joining us on the program. I am BC Adebayo. Nigerian militant group, the Niger Delta Avengers, says it has ended a ceasefire and will resume attacks in the oil-rich south. The group made this known in a statement on its website, saying, quote, "We can assure you that every oil installation in our region will feel the warmth of the wrath of the Niger Delta Avengers. The campaign will be British, brutal and bloody, with the aim of putting off the fires that burn to flare gas in our communities and to cut every pipe that moves through the way from our region," end of quote. Many militant groups have targeted oil installations in Nigeria over the years. A ceasefire came into force in 2016 following talks with the government. The coordinator of the Germ Monitoring Group, Mr. Joseph Eva, is here with us for more on this. It's good to have you on the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, this is certainly the last thing Nigerians want to hear at this time, especially as the country is just coming out of recession. And a few days ago, we heard about the improved ranking on the World Bank Ease of Doing Business. But what is the grouse of the Niger Delta Avengers at this time?
Well, it is unfortunate. It is the federal government that is pushing this to this level because there was a meeting between the federal government and the people of Niger Delta, led by the PANDEP group, that is the umbrella body, like Afenifere, as you are aware, is leading Southwest, Zendigbo, leading the Southeast, Arewa, they are the umbrella bodies in the North. Now we have umbrella body in the Niger Delta, the PANDEP group, and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Buhari, met with PANDEP group. Then, immediately after the meeting, some sycophants within the presidency now start causing confusion. So, Avengers, that is the umbrella body of militants in the Niger Delta, announced to the whole world that there will be a ceasefire since the presidency and the people of Niger Delta are talking. And as you know, as a journalist, some funny characters within the presidency will be organizing different things, causing confusion and all that.
Well, can you confirm that, some certain characters, like you mentioned, are the ones causing confusion? Because you were once on our program and you confirmed that the federal government has done well in this regard, handling the amnesty project. So what has changed?
Amnesty is one of the points that were given to the presidency. The Maritime University, nothing is happening. It's part of the 16-point agenda. Ogoni cleanup, the cleanup of the Niger Delta, empowerment in the region. There are other issues that are in that very, like amnesty is one of the issues. Amnesty is doing well because the government appointed somebody that has the capacity and somebody that can manage the affairs of the amnesty, so there is peace. But there are other things in the Niger Delta, like Ogoni cleanup, like the Maritime University. Now there is no vice chancellor as far as the Maritime University is concerned. And the last time the vice president visited the region, he promised that by September, the Maritime University will take off. You are a journalist, nothing is happening. Yet, the people in that government will now build up some other people in the region to say, PANDEP is not the right group, this and that, just like what happened during the June 12th struggle, where some people were abusing Pa Adesonya. Other people, the presidency of Abacha, the presidency of Babangida, will now set up groups to be abusing Pa Adesonya or Pa Inauru in order to cause confusion so that nothing happens.
Well, Mr. Evans, I can see that you're very passionate about this, but do you think that going back to destroy these pipelines is the solution to all these problems?
We are begging our children in the name of God. The national leader, the leader of the Niger Delta, Ike Clark appealed to them as children that they should still give peace a chance. What he told them around January or February, that they should cease fire, and they cease fire. They listened to him and cease fire, but people in the presidency now building up other struggles to cause confusion. That is a problem.
But have you
so we are telling our children they should not blow up pipeline, they should not destroy pipeline, because that is our environment. In the next 200 years, when we are no more, our children just need to enjoy that area. They should still give peace a chance and let our national leader, Chief Ike Clark, and other great Niger Deltans, people like Chief Oxford, great men like Professor Gigi Dara, Madam Stella Ombu, people like Alabo Graham Douglas. We have people in the region. We have people in the region who are in this panel. Even Ledu Meti, who was deputy to Ken Sarowa. These are people who we all know that they symbolize the greatness of our region. So, presidency that is talking to these people, these are the people that government should talk with and give us this way forward. That means move ahead and do things that we see with our eyes. If there is other things that are happening in the Niger Delta that is encouraging development and other things, the tension will come down. But we are advising our children. We are saying, don't blow up pipeline, don't blow up gas pipeline, because that environment belongs to us. Still give the national leader the chance. We know that President Buhari will know people like Dr. Swift. He was the pioneer River State governor. So if people like Dr. Swift, Chief Oxford, Chief Ike Clark, they are doing something about our region. Where is other citizens that will come and say, listen to us, president, not to people like Dr. Swift? It can't happen. And we don't expect the presidency to encourage that.
Yes, indeed. But let's talk about the economic implications of this action on the country.
Nigeria, every time economic implication, what of the humanity implication? Because if that type of crisis happens, soldiers invade our areas, our women will be suffering and all that. What of the pollution in our environment that will kill our ecological system? So, economic system, every time the belly of Nigeria, the stomach of Nigeria, economic, what of our environment is more important to us than the economic situation. That is why we are appealing to our children, still listening to the national leader. Chief Ike Clark, by the grace of God, is still alive, although he's over 90 years, but Jehovah God Almighty decided that he should be around in order to save our situation.
Coordinator of the Joint Monitoring Group, Mr. Joseph Eva, I can see that you're very passionate about this, and I'm sure that the federal government is looking into this, and of course, they'll reach a common ground in the near future. But thank you so much for coming on Network Africa.
Thank you for the opportunity.